All right, part 3. And if you didn't notice, I put a little exclamation point right there because this is the same thing as I upside down. Anyway, here we go. We're going to get x squared by itself first. So we're going to go ahead and let's move over here. Subtract x squared from both sides. Let's get groovy with it. So this will give me my 3x squared. I'm also going to subtract 5 and get that moved over here. So it'll be negative 12. Okay, now I'm going to divide both sides by 3 because I can. And I get negative 4 is equal to x squared. Okay, feeling great about that. Now I'm going to square root both sides. I'm going to make a mistake. All right, I'm going to get too caught up. I'm going to say x is equal to, well, now negative 4 is the same thing as negative 1 times 4. And I can take the square root of both of those. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of negative 1 is I. So that's my answer, right? Wrong! Because it should be plus or minus. Don't forget, when you're square rooting both sides, you have to have a plus or minus. You're getting 2 solutions out of it. Thank you very much. If you caught that before me, way to go. Maybe let me know in the private comments, even though I've disabled that, so I won't find out until later. So we're going to divide both sides by 2 over here. Get x plus 1 squared is equal to negative 36. All right, good. I love these numbers. They're great. So now I'm going to square root both sides. It's wonderful. I get x plus 1 is equal to, now, let's see here. This is the same thing as negative 1 times 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of negative 1 is I. I'm going to put a plus or minus there because I know I have to. Then I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Now, this is going to be x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus 6i. And those are both answers. One where negative 1 plus 6i, and one where it's negative 1 minus 6i. So those are 2 solutions, but we can write both of them like this. Make it easier. Why not? All right, simple addition problem here. Should be simple. We're going to do it all right. So this will be 3 plus 2i plus negative 5 plus 8i. I rewrite that just because when it is subtraction, like over here, you have to rewrite it. So I'm just keeping it consistent. 3 plus negative 5 is going to be negative 2, and then 2i plus 8i is 10i. Those problems should be easy, and on a test or quiz, you guys should do really, really well on those. All right, now, over here, it's a subtraction problem. So we have 5 minus 8i, that stays the same, but now we have to distribute the negative sign here, so it's going to be negative 2, and then negative 9i. So same thing, we combine like terms. I have 3, and this will be minus, because negative 8 minus 9i is negative 17i. And that takes care of those 2. All right. These beasts right here. All right. So I'm going to take 5 and multiply it by that. And then I'm going to take negative 4i and multiply it by the same thing. So I get 15 plus 30i. And then I have negative 12i minus 24i squared. These 2 middle ones, I'm going to take care of those first. That gives me my 18i. Then I'm going to look right up here because I have negative 24 times negative 1 because I squared is negative 1. So that's going to be positive 24. Good. We're adding 2 positive numbers. Nothing could be better. So I have 39 is my real part. My imaginary part is 18i. Done. Now, you could do this a couple different ways. If you recognize that this could be rewritten in the denominator, you could. I'm just going to go ahead and take it as is and say we're multiplying it by the conjugate. Now, the conjugate of negative 2 plus I is negative 2 minus I. And that looks gross, but, it is what it is. We're going to be okay. So, I'm going to take care of the numerator first. That would be 3 times negative... Oh, I can't do that there. I don't have enough room. Once again, my answer is going to go down here. So my numerator, I'm going to rewrite that over here. So this will be 3 times negative 2 minus I plus I times negative 2 minus I. So I get negative 6 minus 3i minus 2i and then minus I squared. So it'll be minus negative 1, which would be a plus 1. My imaginary part is negative 5i. My real part, the realest, is negative 5. Okay. Now, my denominator, I'm going to take care of this down here. So this will be negative 2 times negative 2 minus I, and then it'll be plus I times negative 2 minus I. So it'll be positive 4 plus 2i, and then it'll be minus 2i, which we need and then minus I squared. So these two go away. They make 0. Over here I have minus negative 1, which is a plus 1. And so I'd have 4 plus 1, which is 5. Now on here, it's not Valentine's Day, but I am going to draw a heart here because on this one, we can actually make that look nicer. Okay, so if you're with me, I hope you are, I'm going to bring this over here and make it look nice. Here's a heart. Almost. So, one thing we can do with this numerator is we can take out a 5. If I take out a 5, I'm left with negative 1 minus I. And that's all over 5. Well, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So our end answer, our final, completely simplified answer, is negative 1 minus I. That's it. Simplified down to that. Why did I put parentheses around that? I don't know. I'll change it though. But that's it.